Don't worry, guys, you're not going mental. Yes, the camera angle's different. Yes, I'm standing up. Okay, I told you I bought a sit-stand desk for my streaming, so here it is. And this is the perfect time to use it because I don't want to sit still. I'm so agitated right now. I don't know how it's happened. How have we not scored in that game? I don't get it. But yeah, 1-0. 1-0 to City. Really disappointing because I don't actually think we played that badly. I really don't. I think a draw would have been a completely fair result. I guess we got lucky at times. You know, that... Oh, my God, David Luiz. The almost own goal. That was horrendous to watch. You know, when you get that feeling that your heart's gone into your stomach. Like, oh, my God. I really thought that was it. And throughout the final 20 minutes or so, I'm just sitting there hoping that just something would happen. Just a goal out of nowhere, whatever. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. And I'm looking at the table right now. It's not great, but of course, it's very early days. We're still in 5th right now as I'm recording this after that loss. 3 wins, 2 losses. Arguably, we've played the 2 hardest games of the season. We've gone to Anfield. We've gone to the Etihad. We've come away with nothing, as expected, really. But still, improvements. We would have collapsed. 1-0 down at the Etihad in the past would have been an instant 5-0, 6-0 result. Like, it just, we would collapse. And that isn't happening. So, that is definitely a good thing. Excuse me. So, yeah, looking at the table, this does mean that, thankfully, Chelsea got a draw. So, they stay below us. But Tottenham, Leeds, Newcastle, who play tonight against Manchester United, and Man City, who still have an extra game to play, could all jump us into the top 5. So it's very possible that come the end of Monday, we could be in 8th, 7th. But of course, we've played 5 games. It's still very early days. And as I said, we've played those games. It's good to get the hard ones out the way. It does mean that later on in the season, even though our fixture list is always congested and there's always tough games, at least we don't have a trip to Anfield or a trip to the Etihad to worry about when it comes to that final 10 games or so, when you're staring at your run-in, thinking, right, what's this team got? What's their run-in? And then you're comparing. They're going to have games at the Etihad, at Anfield, and you know that most likely they're going to drop points depending on who the team is. So there are positives, but there's a lot of negatives. And I want to talk about... well, first of all, the lineup. What did you guys think of that lineup? It did change slightly. Holding was meant to start, picked up an injury in the warm-up. Hopefully it's not a bad injury. And talking of injuries, by the way, Van Dijk potentially out for the season. How Pickford wasn't sent off, I don't know. But yeah, that's crazy. Hopefully Holding isn't out for the season. He's been very unlucky with injuries. So David Luiz came in. I like the system with 3 at the back. Typically, it works for us, and it may not have worked tonight, but I still really like it. I really like having wing-backs, but I was really expecting to see a 4-3-3. I think that's where we're going. With Partey coming in, I think that we will end up playing 4-3-3. I think Saka could play a part of a 4-3-3 as a central midfielder, maybe, as I'm doing in the career mode. That looked like what we were going to do, but the injury had changed things up a little bit. So I would really like to see Tierney play left wing back. I think he's so good going forward. That does mean, though, that obviously we play 2 at the back potentially, and Gabriel and David Luiz, I guess, is the best partnership. Saliba isn't getting into the team. Although he's staying, he's not going out on loan, which is good news. Or is that good news? Would it have been good for him to go out on loan? Probably. I don't know. It's a really tough one with Saliba. I'm hoping we see more of him in the Europa League, which is due to start very soon. The FA Cup. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him on the pitch a little bit more. But I think maybe 4-3-3 is the future for us. But maybe we stick with this for a little bit longer while Partey gets used to things. A lot of people questioning why he didn't start today. I'm with Arteta on this, and, you know, we know nothing. We don't know what's going on in training, but Partey has literally only done 1.5 training sessions. He's new to this country. He's never played in the Premier League before. He does speak English, but he's not used to speaking English all the time. He is in a new system. He's got a new manager. He's living somewhere completely new. And he's only been here for 3 or 4 days. There's no way you're going to throw him in a game against Man City to start off with, it's mental to even think that they would actually try and do that unless he was genuinely ready to go. And I think Arteta probably is feeling the same way I am right now, and that is it's not worth the risk. Imagine if he comes on and picks up an injury or has an awful mistake that leads to a goal, and then bang, his confidence is shattered. We need to ease him in. I'm sure he will start, maybe not the next game, but the game after, and we're going to see more and more from Partey. And when he came on, he got a yellow card almost instantly, which was interesting. He's a very aggressive midfielder, so powerful, and I think he will be a great addition to the squad. But you're going to have to be patient. He's not going to be playing straight away 90 minutes every game, so we're going to have to wait for that to happen. But with him, Xhaka, Ceballos, we've got a very, very well-rounded midfield three there. Just a shame there's no Aouar. But I'm trying to pick out a weak performance tonight. I would say that everyone was at least a 5 or 6 out of 10. I don't think anyone was bad per se, but there were some standout performances at least. I'm going to give a shout out to Saka, who was incredible today. I believe he had the most take-ons. He had more take-ons than the whole Man City team combined at halftime. So this kid is going places. He deserves the number 7 shirt. And I'm really excited to see how far he can go with this team. I think he will eventually end up maybe going to a team like Man City. Who knows? It really depends where Arsenal are in a couple of years. But to have a player as exciting as he is and as young as he is, it is a privilege. I thought that Ceballos had a very good first kind of 60 minutes or so, and then he looked a bit tired. Gabriel, solid. Tierney, solid. And then everyone else, including Aubameyang and Leno, who are normally so good for us, just had average games. Nothing special, really. But let's talk about City really quick. There's one player that no one's talking about, and that is Ruben Diaz. He's just signed. Okay, great player. There's no doubt about it. He's a great player. No one's saying, you know, how's he going to get on? Is he going to get on okay in the Premier League with the language barrier and all this stuff? He's just dived straight into this team and he's killing it. He was superb tonight, I thought. Ake, similar to him, of course, he is already Premier League experienced, but he's done a great job coming in. It seemed like they were playing 3 at the back with Kyle Walker playing centre-back. He's been doing that a lot lately. Diaz in the middle, Ake on the left, and then they had Rodrigo just in front. They had Cancelo playing in midfield, it seemed like. Basically a central midfield role. It was pep, very pep. And I honestly, and I'm being straight up with you guys, I don't think City were that great today. I would argue that Arsenal performed at a very similar level, which is why I think a draw would have been a fair result. I think on another day, we win this. And it's a shame that we haven't been able to even get a draw, even score. Yeah, that is a real shame. I want to talk about Liverpool, by the way, because I did watch the Everton versus Liverpool game. God, what a game. That was crazy. I've had a lot of questions about, one, the Pickford challenge on Van Dijk, which has seemingly ruled him out for the season, and the ruled out goal at the end. The last minute winner from Henderson that wasn't to be. So let's talk about the red card that wasn't. It should have been. I feel for Liverpool fans because they get a lot of the whole Liverpool thing when things go their way. But today they had some real bad luck. But then again, Everton probably could have had enough chances to win this game. They didn't do too badly at all. So, first of all, Van Dijk should have been absolutely going mental because it's a shocking challenge. Maybe he didn't feel like it was a shocking challenge at first. If you watch the replays, I'm so surprised how calm he was. Pickford has just lunged into his planted foot. I'm very, very surprised there was no broken leg. Who knows? There could be a fracture. I'm sure they're doing scans and all sorts over the next 24 hours. But 100%, there's no way in my mind that he should stay on the pitch. For me, Pickford should be sent off instantly. And the whole reason he wasn't is because it was offside. Well done, guys. So what that he was offside? It's dangerous play. You send him off. I disagree with it massively. And the offside goal, oh, that was close. When you look at the replay of the VAR team drawing the lines on the pitch, they didn't even look straight. I would be fuming if I was an Arsenal fan, so I feel for you Liverpool fans. But I also share delight with Everton because that's 5 games, 4 wins, 1 draw. I mean, they are playing incredible football. They're top of the league. They've got the most goals scored. Wait, what? I've just realised Liverpool have the most goals conceded. Joint with West Brom, 13. Obviously, they lost 7-2 to Aston Villa. That's quite hilarious. Wow. Liverpool have scored 13 and conceded 13. Unbelievable. So, well done to Everton. You've got to give it to them. They've been absolutely amazing, and Ancelotti has turned them around, and it was great to see that. So, I just wanted to have a little talk about that because VAR and that offside goal, which I don't think should have been called offside, it's ruining football, man. That decision is a real kick in the teeth, really, for football fans. Totally get it if you hate Liverpool, you think it's funny. Totally get it if you're happy that Everton have done well there to get a point. But really, Liverpool should have won that game. They should have been down to 9 men at one point, Everton, because, of course, Richarlison got sent off. But Pickford should have gone in the first half. That's my instant reaction. Now, what I'm going to do is check the fixture list for Arsenal coming up. So, we have the Europa League on Thursday, of course. That is against Rapid Vienna. 17:55 kickoff, so a bit of an early one if you want to go ahead and watch it live with me. As you can see here, watch all the Arsenal games live with me on Facebook Gaming, facebook.com/MGHFB. After that, we've got Leicester at home, and then another Europa League game, and then it's Manchester United at Old Trafford. So we've got some tough games. Luckily, the European tie that we got, the group stage fixtures we've got, they're quite good. Not a lot of travelling, especially Dundalk. We're not going too far for that one. So, yeah, well, actually, that's a home one at first. We don't have to do too much travelling, which is really good to see. So, I'm expecting wins upon wins in the Europa League. But the game against Leicester and the game against Man United, and then Leeds isn't too far after that, Aston Villa as well, it's tough. It's a tough run of games going into a very busy period in December as well. Just looking at that, Tottenham, Burnley, Everton, Southampton. And then Man City again on the 22nd when we have the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup against Man City. That's going to be joyful. But yeah, tough games coming up. We've played some tough games, and I think we're in a good spot. We are. We're okay. We're fine. We're where we should be right now. We're not going to see instant progress with Partey coming in. Gabriel's hit the ground running, though, which is definitely something to point out. He's been so good for us. But a 1-0 loss today at the Etihad Stadium. It's not what we wanted, but it's what we got. We have to move on, get into the next fixture, play every game like it's a fresh new start. It doesn't matter what's happened before. Just get the damn win. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like rating. And also, follow me on Facebook. The top link in the description will take you right there. Hit that follow button, bookmark it, whatever you have to do. I'll be streaming potentially some Among Us tonight. If not, we're back tomorrow. When I post my schedule, you'll see what I'm up to. But yeah, see you then.